Alright, part 2 of the Q&A session. Let's jump right to it. My buddy Relagasaurus Flex asks, my ex was Puerto Rican and he used to talk to me about Puerto Rican food sometimes. What is your favorite Puerto Rican dish and can you make it for us in a video? Well, unfortunately, I can't make that in a video because I can't cook. Cooking is not my strong point and I just absolutely suck in the kitchen. Is one thing that I need to learn really, really bad. Now, as far as Puerto Rican food is concerned, I am half Puerto Rican and half Italian, and most of my life I grew up more on the Spanish side, even though I don't really speak Spanish too well, which is really, really bad. But in terms of Spanish food, like I love pasteles and beni, arroz gandule. I love like acapuria, and I'm a big fan of blatanos, sweet blatanos for me. I love that, and it's just so much kind of Spanish food out there because it's so much. I mean, I basically eat rice a lot, like every single day, and I just love it. I love Spanish food, and that's like my top food out there. But definitely, great question, Steve. Thanks a lot, buddy. Now, next, my good buddy Ron Gordy asks, okay, when you replace the toilet paper, do you position the new roll with the paper dispensing over the top or under the bottom? Hard question there, Ron. Okay, when I'm replacing the toilet paper, I take the little thing off and I basically put it on top the roll. So, I mean, if it goes underneath, it's kind of stupid. I mean, I guess I take the thing out and put it on top, and so the roll hangs out like that. So I guess that answers that question right there, Ron. All right, next question. Let's see. Where can I go to? silly question. Okay. Okay. Back to the wrestling question from J Master X500. Hi. Hope you answered this question for me. Who out of the list could you see as world champion in the WWE? The list includes Ted DiBiase, Cody Rhodes, Christian, Kofi Kingston, Matt Hardy, Daniel Bryan, or Shelton Benjamin. Well, obviously, I don't see Ted DiBiase, Cody Rhodes, Matt Hardy, or Shelton Benjamin, or for that matter, Daniel Bryan being heavyweight champion anytime soon or anytime ever. So that goes down to either Kofi Kingston or Christian. Now, Kofi had his push, as we've seen, but it didn't go too well. Christian has always been in the mid-card status in WWE, but are they willing to give him the main event spot? That all depends. I think out of the two of them, Kofi might have a little edge to him because he's more youthful and he might be more popular. But in a sense, Christian is a seasoned veteran and he has the skill and the poise. But it's all about what the management want backstage and who they favor more. So out of the two of them, I would have to say maybe Christian, and that's only if he goes to SmackDown where all his friends are. So definitely I would say Christian. So thanks for the answer right there. Alright. Oh, on to a serious question right here. Playboy182 asks, is your mom feeling any better? Well, thank you for that question. And my mom, unfortunately, has been going through this for the past almost year and a half now. Her health is very up and down. She has a good day, she has her bad days. Her birthday was actually a few weeks ago. We celebrated her 54th birthday, and it was really special. But, she just has her days where, she can't really walk too well still, and her blood pressure is still high. They keep giving her all these medications, and it's not really doing any kind of justice for her. She can't get the surgery that she needs, which is, she needs to remove a vein from her leg, and they have to put a plastic vein in her leg so it can flow enough blood to her heart. And that's not happening right now. So, she's getting all these new medications, and we're just seeing from there. It's like a slow process, unfortunately, but, she is still in a lot of pain, and I'm still dealing with that, and I'm still taking care of her every single day, and I'm trying my best. So, thank you for that question, Playboy. Okay. Next question. Let's see who we got here. Okay. Freeware Reviewer asks, who are your top 5 favorite North American female wrestlers currently active that are not under contract to WWE or TNA? That's very easy. I'm a big fan of Shimmer, so everyone I'm going to name is basically from Shimmer. So you're going to have Sarah Del Rey, who's absolutely amazing. Mischief, who should have been in TNA, I would thought. But then again, it's Daphne there. So, but Mischief is X so unbelievably gifted. You have Cheerleader Melissa, of course, who was in TNA, as we all know. Cheerleader Melissa is one of the top 10 best wrestlers in the world going right now in terms of female wrestlers. She just has the total package. Then you have, I think that's 3. Now 4, you'll have Mercedes Martinez. I've always been a big fan of hers. I've seen a lot of her matches. She has a lot of power, a lot of technical ability. For some reason, it doesn't transfer over to the mainstream. But Mercedes Martinez is definitely a big time player in women's wrestling in terms of overseas and in the indies. And last but not least, Amazing Kong. How could you not list Amazing Kong in any list of female wrestlers going to say, now that she's not in TNA anymore, she's still one of the tops in the world. And I can't wait for May 8th, ROH, Sarah Del Rey versus Amazing Kong 1-on-1, and I'm going to be there live to see it, and I'm going to be totally marking out for that. So thank you for that question, Freeware Reviewer. All right. Let's see. Next question will go to some guy 2743. He asked a Shelton Benjamin question. What do you think of Shelton Benjamin not winning any of the 6 Money in the Bank ladder matches he's been in? Pretty much, I'm not surprised, because Shelton Benjamin is basically there in a Money in the Bank match to get that one big moment, to create that one big spot. And unfortunately, this year it didn't happen at all. Really, I mean, he didn't really do much in Money in the Bank. But I just think, in terms of his attitude, you know, it's been reported that he's been very, just laid back and just doesn't care about being pushed forward at all. I mean, it's a shame that when he was in ECW, they couldn't give him the ECW title. I mean, if that's not a fair indication of what they want to do with him, then I don't know what it is. I just don't see Shelton Benjamin ever being a main eventer. I don't see Shelton Benjamin ever doing anything but just staying right below the radar. And I know Charlie Haas has said that he wants Shelton Benjamin to not resign with the WWE, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Shelton Benjamin is very comfortable getting the pay that he's getting and doing what he's doing, and just very comfortable and happy with what he's doing right there. And the next question some guy asks is, do you think TNA has gotten better when Hogan arrived to TNA? Well, you know what? It did create a lot of buzz, and at first I didn't want to judge it, because I personally, I just don't like Hogan. I can't stand the man. But I didn't want to judge the product, because even though I hate the guy. So I tried to give it a chance at first and see if TNA was going to do any better, but it just seemed like it didn't do any better at all. You know, him changing the 6-sided ring, him completely, it just seems like he's pushing, not even pushing the women's division anymore. He held it back. I mean, he's doing all these moves, making all these moves that at first seemed kind of good, but now is not good at all anymore. So I don't think he's doing TNA any kind of favor whatsoever. So thank you for those questions right there. All right. Who was this? Okay. So now I'm messed up. All right. Taker is awesome. He asks me, surprise, the Undertaker question. Do you think The Undertaker and Michelle McCool are the superstars and diva people think of when they hear SmackDown, seeing that they have been on SmackDown the longest? And who are the superstars and divas you think of when you hear SmackDown? Well, obviously, yes. Michelle McCool and Undertaker are like the king and queen of SmackDown. They've, like you said, they've been here the longest. It pisses me off kind of that Michelle McCool has never been traded. I can understand why Undertaker hasn't been traded, but Michelle McCool being on SmackDown her whole entire career basically is bullshit. She should be on Raw, at least because everyone else got traded at least once or twice. So hopefully with the draft coming up in a few weeks, I think in 3 weeks, she might get traded, which I slightly doubt. But, you know, definitely they are the man and woman of SmackDown without them being on-screen couple. So, I hope that will answer your question right there. Taker is awesome. Alright, let's see. Next question. Alright, here's a funny question. XX Copeland PS3 XX asks, the people's pie or the people's strudel? Which is better? Well, obviously, I'm not a fan of the poontang pie, buddy. So I'm going to have to say the people's strudel, because after all, we all know real men love the people's strudel. Thank you for that question. Alright. Okay, let's see. Okay. I'm so bad at this. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Dr. Santo 91 asked me 2 questions. First question, Gilbert, what is your favorite video game console of all time? that would be a tie between Nintendo 64 and Super Nintendo, because I was just like, back when I was like young, really young, I was just a video game mark. Like, I was just such a gamer, and Nintendo. I'm a Super. I was all about Nintendo basically. So I had the regular Nintendo, I had the Super Nintendo, I had the Nintendo 64, and I was just all about that. I love my Nintendo, and with Nintendo 64, they had the best wrestling games out there, no doubt about it, with No Mercy and everything. So I was just obsessed with that. So I would have to say Nintendo 64. Next question: do you think now with Shawn Michaels retired, you think WWE will push more wrestlers? Yes, obviously they will, because with Shawn Michaels leaving the void, they got to push younger stars, which is why you see Jack Swagger getting a big push, and you're seeing all these other guys, trying to step up to the plate now, so to speak. So definitely, I definitely see more wrestlers getting pushed.